Welcome back. This is Rashid. So today what we are going to do is look into if, else, and switch commands in Tickle. Okay, or in other words, called a control flow, where you have a condition there. You look at that condition and decide what you are going to do. You're going to do this or that. Okay, this conditional expression need to be enclosed with curly brackets. Okay, that is important. It can return this expression, whatever is inside that can return an integer, float, a boolean. Okay, even if you're matching a string, it will return something, one of these. Okay, if 0 0.0 or a false no comes as a result of evaluating this expression, then that means it's a false. If else, that means true. Okay, this will help you to create an if else. So here is the thing. If this create expression, we'll look in a second into an example. This bracket start and bracket end for if you have, just like any other language, if you have if else, and then the last else, something like this, you can do if curly brackets. So important things are these: the curly brackets here, and then here. Then else if, another expression, start, end. And you can do multiple else ifs, and the last one, if nothing of these matches, then else, and this. Okay, let's look into two type of comparison. First, I would look into digit kind of comparison, and then the string comparison. Okay, I'm defining a variable test is equal to 1. Okay, whenever you do this in the shell, it will return 1. I'm doing if, and you see curly bracket and curly bracket, I just did $test. So what is going to happen? The expression inside the curly bracket is going to be evaluated. Okay, what is the evaluation really? That variable value. The variable value is 1. 1 comes here. Right? It's an integer, it means true. So if this value is other than 0, okay, then this is going to happen, this one. So all I'm doing is an echo test value is true, and I'm also substituting the value of that variable. Else I say test value is false. So what happens here? What should execute? The very first one. Okay, this value is 1. Let's make this 0. What should happen? The second value, right? Second value should execute, and so it is. What if I give this test value of 2 and exactly execute this thing? What's going to happen? It's a non-zero, so it's true. Even though the value is 2, but it's a non-zero, so it's not false, it's true. Okay, what if I give it 3? Still it means true. That's all I wanted to explain that. Okay, if it's a string, what happens? Okay, this is an important thing. Sometimes we tend to do this thing. I was playing with different commands, and then I do the history. History kind of shows me all the commands I ran, and then I look at the number. For each command, there is a number there. It gives us sequentially those numbers. Then instead of typing that command, I can say from history this sign and then 20. It will return that command that I executed. So this was the command that I executed, and it returned hello. So this is just another way in Tickle you can do, and it gets pretty handy. So set test string, there's a variable, I'm giving it hello. Okay, then I'm saying if test string, now I'm doing a comparison for a string using this variable, is equal to, and we will look into operators as a separate video, is equal to hello, then say match found, else match not found. Of course, in this case, match found. And I'm doing this now, I'm doing this comparison in hello, but if you notice that this is h is lowercase, it should not match, and so answer is match not found. Now I'm doing another command there. Now look at this. This is inside the curly bracket, there's a square bracket, means okay, as you remember from the previous video, this is going to be a command, and the command needs to be evaluated. So it's a string, it match, no case. Okay, this is the variable. Remember in the first or second video of the tickle series, I told you this is a very important one. So I'm using a match, and I'm saying no case. Don't follow any. It's case insensitive. And the value and hello, and even though actual value of the variable is capital H and I'm matching with this one, it should match, and it of course matches. It doesn't go to the else. Okay, now I'm doing another thing. What I'm doing? I'm using another important command that I will do a separate video on, regular expression or regexp. I'm saying no case, don't case doesn't matter. I'm just doing ELLO. I'm not even giving it a full H. I'm trying to match if there is this match inside this string, and of course there is some portion matches, so I'm going into this one. Okay, so just wanted to show you some string comparison, how you can do within a if, and how you can pass in a command within if. Okay, another one is the control flow is the switch command. It's a similar, so you put a keyword switch and then the expression, and of course it needs to be within the curly brackets, and it goes, you first put this method, if this value equal to this, execute this, if this equal to this, execute this, so on, and there is a default too. Okay, I think I have some examples here. So for the switch, it allows you to use some of one of these three options, and we'll look into that, even though sometimes dash exec does not get very clear to me, but I always use this one if I don't use these ones. So let's look into this an example. So I just put all these my example inside a procedure, but you don't worry about the procedure. I'll get to the procedure in a minute, but just look at these different examples. So I do fruit, I give it a value apple, and I say switch fruit, and if it's apple, do this, if this, do this, if it's orange, do this, and if it's none of these, then do this. Of course, which one is gonna happen? I will get this output. Okay, and this one I typically, what I use, if I have to find exact match, I always do dash exact. Okay, I yet have to find a good example where this is not sufficient, but anyway, it's the same thing. Color red, and based on match pattern this one, and of course this should be the first one. Okay, here's an interesting one. I'm using dash global. So this is the variable, it's the name of the file, and I'm saying with global, this is something you can do. Star.txt, it should match this one, right? So if you do with these star is not gonna, it's gonna give you error. So try that and see what happens. And this first one should match, even though the last one is matching, but it will just do the first one. Okay, regular expression, we'll do a separate video on it, but you can also use dash regexp in this one. This is your variable line, and you're finding that pattern. Okay, we will do a detailed discussion on regular expression, but here what it's saying is it starts with capital ID, then it's a colon, then space, then digit more than 1, and the end of it. Dollar means the end of it. So that matches really this one, so you should see on screen this one. So copy these things, paste them on your shell. I think even the native tickle shell, do a TCL shell, I think, on your Unix shell, and it should give you a shell where you can try these one. You don't need to open a cadence shell or a synopsis shell for all these commands that I've done so far. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that, but forgot. All right, so I stop the video here. Next time we will look into loops. See you next time. Bye.